everyone. Really excited to be back. This week's topic is going to be on love. Seeing as we just did past Valentine's Day, and love is one of the biggest things God talks about throughout the Bible, I thought might be something important to go through. Also, for those who have not heard, last month I went to Disneyland with my wonderful girlfriend, Jessica, and I asked her to marry me. She said yes. So that's a really exciting new part of my life that I wanted to share with you. Also, I've been really busy over at the Mayo Clinic. I'm being vetted right now for a new kidney transplant. So if you guys are praying, you can be praying for that. Pray that just that God sees it fit that I be put on that list. And I'm going to be looking for living donors as well, asking family members and friends pretty soon if anyone would be interested in giving a kidney. And so you can just be praying for me for that, praying that someone might come forward, and because if they do, it makes a big difference in the process. They say it's a difference between a kidney that might last 6 years or 15 years. So anyway, keep your prayers up. Also, please leave in the message anything that I can be praying for you for. I'm sitting here and I want to pray. I'm just growing in my faith and my knowledge of God, and I want to pray for those who need it. Now I'm going to go into our verse for today. I actually have two. The first one is from 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? I'll read that again. Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? Well, the answer really is none. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, because I've seen relationships that have worked out when they're in different phases, but it's definitely going to present a big challenge right at the beginning of your relationship. Two people with two totally opposite views living in a household trying to create one view. When I was young, I was given a big piece of advice for young Christian men and women who are going into a dating relationship. It was my music pastor, and he said that his wife came second. And I never really understood that at first. And then I, finally asked him, I was like, what do you mean she comes second? I don't get it. And he goes, well, Jesus comes first and she comes second. And for her, Jesus comes first and I come second. And I was like, wow, that's really powerful. I didn't quite get it or understand it at the time, but we are God's first. That is who we are supposed to be first, his son, his daughter. And together we are supposed to build a relationship with him. So it's really great when you find somebody who's going to be able to do that with you, like what I found in Jessica. And again, I'm not saying you both have to be perfectly equally yoked at the exact same time, because that may not happen. Her and I definitely were not. We were in two different places. She helped me bring myself back into my faith. She helped me get focused on going back to church and on serving again. And I opened up a new heart in her where she began to start wanting to serve. And she came in, and now she works with the high schoolers too. So you build this thing together as a couple. And I pray for all those couples out there that you would be able to find your common ground in Jesus and your love for him. And no matter what happens in your relationship, that you would remember that we have a God who loves us, and a God who sacrificed himself for us so that we could live in happiness together. The next verse I'd like to read just is God's kind of description of what love is. So I want you to reflect on this, pray on this, think on this. Are you being this? Are you doing this? Is this describing you? And if not, why not? If it isn't describing you, then that's a problem. And you need to find out what things in your life you need to get rid of that are going to make it. Part 2. Okay, sorry about that. Got a phone call, interrupted my video. So I'm going to talk about this verse. It's very typical for love, but I want you to reflect on it and think on it. And if you're not acting out this in your life, you should find out why and try your best to do it. Corinthians 13:4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of right or wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. I pray that you think on this verse and allow it to really affect you. Is that you? You know, are the negative qualities it's talking about, do you have those? And if so, what can you do to rid yourself of those? A big part that hit me here is it keeps no records of wrongs. Gosh, how many times do we not forgive those who've affected us? That we hold on with all this hatred inside of us. Hate is the enemy of God. God wants us to love in all circumstances, even when the world is unfair to us. Even when things happen where we lose our fingers because we've been amputated, as an extreme example. God wants us to love no matter what, because that's what he does for us. He loves us no matter what. Anything you've done wrong, he still loves you. He sent his son to die for you. He loves us. I can't emphasize that enough. So I pray today that you would be reminded of the God who loves you and would share that love with the people you're closest with, those you're in a relationship with, and just friends and family, and those you encounter on a daily basis. May God bless you and keep your spirit strong. Bye.